I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Hey, it's Joseph, owner and creator of the On30 Mosquito Creek Lumber Company Swamp Log and Railroad. Today I have my brain bucket on, my skull bucket, as it was called, a tin logging helmet, logging hat, and it's synonymous with the lumber industry, especially on the Pacific Coast. My dad was a redwood logger, and he had one that he wore all the time to keep the widowmakers from making my mom a widow. And somewhere along the line, his hat that had his name painted on the back kind of disappeared. So this is a one that I found and picked up. It really doesn't fit me very well. I don't see you slugging through the swamp with a chainsaw trying to keep this hat on my head. Anyway, if you have a logging railroad or mining or something like that, and you want to figure out, well, I want to make some of these for my workers on the layout, I'm going to show you how. Of course, I model in 1/4 inch scale, O scale, 1/48 scale, and I'm going to be using some Tamiya figures, military figures, to show you how I make the old brain bucket for my loggers on the Mosquito Creek Lumber Company layout. So it's kind of a slideshow. We'll kind of work you through it and show you from the beginning to end. Pretty simple. So follow along, and hey, thanks for liking this video and subscribing to the Mosquito Creek Lumber Company channel on YouTube. More videos to come. Here we go.
We see it just the way it looked in real life.
Well, here's the box art for the Tamiya U.S. Army Infantry at Rest figure set. Quite a number of people in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And lots of helmets. And I use these helmets to make my tin logging hats with. So it's a pretty good kit. You get a lot of pretty cool looking figures that look like they could easily convert their outfits into civilian peacetime type things. So when you open up the kit, there's some very nicely detailed figures, and they're all where you can put different arms. Plus there's the option, because their heads are chopped off, of using different hats or helmets, which is a pretty cool thing. The classic U.S. Army helmet has a slight bevel to the rim. Tamiya has reproduced that detail quite well, but we're going to get rid of it for this particular project. For the hard hat, I sanded the bottom of the plastic Army helmet flat. I just used a fine grit sanding stick. And then the signature design of the aluminum logging helmet or tin logging hat is that angled wide brim around the entire circumference of the helmet. As you saw, the one I was wearing, it's about 2.5, 3 inches wide around the dome of the hat. So I discovered that a standard hole punch about the right diameter for a 1/4 inch scale helmet brim. To attach the brim to the styrene helmet, I used ACC, or in this case Loctite Superglue Professional Liquid. Soak the paper circle so it's good and saturated with the glue, and then attach the plastic helmet, making sure it was exactly in the center so that the rim would be perfectly round there and not offset at all. When the super glue dries, it'll make that paper brim quite hard, and then once dried completely, I can glue the new helmet on my figure's head. I airbrushed Tamiya NATO Black FX69 on my logger as a primer and sealer. Then I began the task of painting the helmet and the rest of the figure. I used Tamiya's flat aluminum, that's XF16, to represent that typical dull silver look of the tin logging hat. And then I painted the rest of the figure using various flat acrylic craft paints. Now you see the end results of these customized 1/48 scale military figures. They look right at home as loggers in the cypress swamp working on my Mosquito Creek Lumber Company ON30 layout. Be sure to check out this story in the 2022, the latest edition of the On30 Annual. hitting newsstands in your mailbox right now. I've got this story that's in there along with another story, a companion story on using the 1/48 scale military kits that Tamiya and other companies put out to utilize those on your O scale layouts.